You must be ready to be disliked if you want to reach any level of top tierness, of being above average and all that shit, whether physically, financially. You must be ready to be disliked, because nowadays in this era, if you really want to be above average and you want to be top tier, you're gonna have to be able to do what most people are not willing to do. You have to be willing to almost have no friends and be pretty much disliked by everyone, because you're a rare type of person. If you're willing to put in any, like nowadays, finding people committed to put in the work and stay consistent is rare. So when people see someone like that, they automatically know that they're different. You will be disliked or maybe respected, but likely you'll probably be, depending on the person, you'll likely be disliked. But yeah, you'll be disliked because you're reaching levels above everybody, that they don't know anybody doing what you do. They don't see anybody in society. They've been told by society, just do this, and they see you doing something different. It rubs them the wrong way. You know what I mean? But that ain't your problem. That's their problem. Fuck them. They can all suck a dick, like I told you. Because it's not your problem. It's not your fault that you want to be above average in life, you know? But you must be ready to be disliked. I'm going to tell you this right now, straight up, dude. Literally, if you are not ready to have almost zero friends, if you are not ready to almost dislike everybody, if you are not ready to almost be not liked by everyone, if you are not ready to feel like you are the underdog, feel like you're the most unpopular, if you are not ready to embrace these things and make it into something embraceful, if you're not ready to accept these facts, do not try to go on some type of above average self-improvement journey. Now, you could do a self-improvement journey and just be average, but doing a self-improvement journey to be average and doing a self-improvement journey to be above average is completely two different things. If you just want to be okay in life, then yeah, go for it. If you're happy, that makes you happy, do it. But if you want to be above average and you're not ready to embrace those things I just named, not feeling like almost everybody dislike you, feeling like you'll never be able to get along with anyone, feeling like what you're doing is wrong, if you're not ready to embrace these things, don't even try to go on this journey, because that's exactly what this journey is going to be. From the moment you start to the moment you finish, you know? Once again, I'm just keeping it real with you. Does it have its pros? Yeah. But my job is to inform you about the cons of it, because the cons are usually what stops people from continuing to grow in life. So you gotta remember too, dude, that literally, like, from the moment you start this journey, you will feel, and it won't be right away, it'll be when you start seeing results. I'm gonna tell you something weird about life. People don't give a fuck about you until you start getting results, and they still don't give a fuck about you. But if you start getting too much, if it starts becoming too noticeable, if you start to maybe outdo them, maybe you start to look better than them, maybe you start make more money better than them, maybe you get in a better neighborhood than them, a better car than them, if it starts to become just a little too much to the point where you feel good about yourself, if you start to get to the point where it's too you're starting to feel good about life. Then they have a problem. You just fucked up, ain't it? It's like they didn't care when I didn't have results, or they didn't care when. But now when you start to feel good about yourself, when you start to get the results, now they have a problem. They can all suck a dick, like I told you. But at the same time, like, yeah, nah, they can all suck a fucking dick. They can all suck a fucking dick, because it's just like, they don't care when you're fat and out of shape. They didn't care. They didn't even care when you start the self-improvement journey. But when you start getting too many, and the thing is, they don't mind you getting results, just don't get too much of it, to the point where it's till you start moving forward in life, to maybe in a direction that they tried to go, but it didn't work out for them. Or maybe in a direction they believe you don't deserve to go because they're not going. Shit like that. Like, you can't. Nah. Nah. You gotta be ready to be disliked, man. You gotta be ready to be disliked. You gotta be ready to feel like you're doing something wrong. You gotta be ready to be misunderstood if you want to be above great. That's the only time people start acting weird, is when you start to go above average. You know? That's the only time. They don't have a problem with you being your lowest version. And you don't even have to be your lowest version. They just don't want you to be your greatest version. Because a lot of times your greatest version is better than them. So, you know, they don't want that. Mainly because it brings you happiness. If it didn't bring you happiness, most people won't care. But that's just the fucked up world for you, man. And yeah, that's the main reason as to why, you know, you can't care what people think. So